Should you use intuitive eating for weight loss? Great question.
Yeah.
I was talking with a client the other day, and they had noticed that this popular account posted the following picture. And it's basically a picture that says listening to your body versus learning your body. A particular style of nutrition approach that I like to use is practicing something called eating skills. Skills implies you'll practice, and the whole point of it is to, yes, learn how to listen to your body. However, listening to your body is a very advanced skill. It is very advanced, and there's a way to get there. But I want to clarify something first. This post in general is talking about the idea of eating intuitively, or intuitive eating as they used. Intuitive eating is not a weight loss system. Intuitive eating is not a weight loss system. And any sort of nutrition person out there or influencer or weight loss program out there that claims that it's intuitive eating to help you lose weight really is just trying to use a buzzword to get you to buy into their maybe possible rigid diet system. Basically, it's a diet. So what is intuitive eating? Intuitive eating is a style of nutrition or a nutrition system that was developed by Evelyn Tribole and Elise Resch, and it's the idea to make peace with food, to heal your relationship with your body, with your mind, and with diet culture. It's built on 10 principles that are pretty darn important. There's been a lot of research on it, and it has shown to help people do exactly that, build a more healthy relationship with their health and their fitness and their eating habits. However, there are these 10 principles that it's built on, and within those 10 principles, we have to look at rule number 1 or principle number 1, because we want to get away from the idea of rules. Principle number 1 that it's built on is the idea that you will reject the diet mentality. So if the first principle is reject the diet mentality, we can already understand that intuitive eating, the point of it is not to lose weight. Now here's the interesting thing. Someone can practice intuitive eating properly, and they will lose weight because they're actually nourishing their body. They're actually eating more. They're actually exercising in a way that's not trying to destroy their body, but instead trying to nourish themselves. And yeah, someone may lose weight from that. Conversely, someone else may gain weight from doing that. It's not to say they're right or wrong, because that's not the point. The point is to learn how to trust your body, love your body, nourish your body, listen to your body, learn hunger and fullness cues, all of these things. But again, someone who's been dieting for their entire life and starving themselves possibly is going to have a much different response than someone else might have. So we have to keep that in the back of the mind. And these other principles, honor your hunger, make peace with food, challenge the food police, discover the satisfaction factor, feel your fullness, cope with your emotions and kindness, respect your body, free movement, feel the difference, honor your health with gentle nutrition. These are all principles that anyone can apply. However, if we look at the system in and of itself, it's not meant to help you lose weight. Now, the other flip side of that is, okay, well then what's eating intuitively or mindful eating? This is what we're working toward. This is literally what we're working toward. You might see a lot of fit pros out there who say they don't count calories, never count calories, any of those things. The reason why they can say that is because they've done it before. The reason why they might say, oh, I'm eating intuitively, and might just throw that phrase around, is because they're aware of what they're eating. Now, the post that I referenced earlier was showing like this other side, and the other side was learning how to understand what my body needs. Basically, they're talking about counting calories. Am I against counting calories? No. Do I personally count calories? No, I don't, because I had a tendency to overdo it. But I'm actually thinking lately that I think I'm going to do it for 30 days straight. I'm going to track my nutrients using macro tracking just so I can see where I am right now. And maybe I'll put it together in a video so everyone can see this. If we want to be able to listen to our body, know what our body needs, then we might need to be aware of how much we're eating, how little we're eating, and actually see it. That's one route. The other route that I like to use a lot are guidelines. What are guidelines? Guidelines are not rules. Guidelines are basically, the analogy or the thing I like to use is, guidelines are the bumper rails for nutritional bowling. All right? Guidelines are the bumper rails for nutritional bowling. The idea is to practice your skills enough so you can always get a strike and never need the bumper, right? Never need the bumper, right? The highest skill is to distinguish hunger and fullness from any other cue within your body, whether that be emotion, tired, boredom, right? We want to be able to get to that skill level. Also, during meals, we want to be able to recognize when you're getting full and stop eating. Those are really advanced skills to do, especially if we've been dieting for our entire life, it might feel like, right? If we're consistently shutting off those cues, then it's really hard to honor those cues. It's really hard to be aware of what we're eating, how we're eating, right? All these things. Guidelines are in place to help you be aware of that. The bumpers are always there. You can put them up because sometimes the stress levels in your life affect the choices you make, literally give you a gutter ball every single time. So why not pop the bumper rails up? Why not use something like a guideline? I'll give you an example. What they showed in a few of the pictures were things like grabbing too many candy bars, right? Grabbing too many candy bars because you're not aware of the caloric intake from all those candy bars. It's true. Sometimes we're not aware. That's why one of the guidelines is to eat balanced plates every 4 to 6 hours without snacking in between, right? Eat a meal every 4 to 6 hours without snacking in between. Can you snack? Of course you can snack, but you want to be aware of why you're making that choice. Right? You want to be aware of why you're making that choice. And also, you can ask yourself other questions like, oh, am I hungry right now because I didn't eat enough? What was on my plate, right? Do you see how this is different, right? It's a more nuanced, complicated system than just saying you can't eat mindfully, right? You can't use intuitive, no. Intuitive eating, the system, I would not use that for weight loss because that's not the intention. What it is to heal your relationship with yourself and with food and to break away from a lot of the diet culture out there. That's it, right? Sometimes it leans a little too far into the anti-diet world, anti-diet culture, because what they'll say is if you lose weight and you want to lose weight, you might be a bad person because you're doing that, or you might be bad for wanting to do that. I'm not there. Also, I'm not a part of diet culture that says you have to lose a ton of weight, you have to do these unsustainable practices, you have to hurt yourself in the process. Nope, not for that either. So here's what we want to understand. The choices that we're making are important. How we go about it, we want to be able to do it sustainably. We want to use health-promoting practices, and we also want to build skills. We want to build our eating skills. That's something I do all the time. So for one client, I might have them track macros. Another client might not have them track macros, might just have them focused on how they're building their plates and what's going on their plates. These are things that we can be aware of. These are things that you can actually control, right? So again, here's how it goes. If you really want to hone in on this, something to just focus on, just be aware of how you're balancing your plate. Are you eating 3 meals a day? Are you skipping meals? Like that's an entry point to being a little more mindful. Those who are skipping a lot of meals, those who skip breakfast frequently, those who do not have that normalcy tend to have weight gain. Those who are not engaged in physical activity frequently tend to have weight gain. Those who are not having a great support system tend to have more weight gain or to gain back the weight. However, it's not impossible to find balance within all of that. The important thing here is that we're not putting misinformation out there to confuse anyone or to use terms just to get someone to click or to buy into something. No. So again, intuitive eating, wonderful practice, but has nothing to do with losing weight. Eating skills, great way to lose weight, but to also sharpen skills and have guidelines in a way that will help you along the way. Can calorie counting be a part of that? 100%. Is it a tool that everyone needs? Depends on the person, depends on their experience. That's the thing that you need to focus on. If you want to get to the point where you can eat mindfully and intuitively though, at some point you might count your calories. Just so you can be aware of what you're having. 2 weeks might be enough, 1 month might be enough. There's enough research out there right now that they put out that if you don't have a history of eating disorders or disordered eating, the likelihood of you developing that from tracking with the macro tracking, it's not there. It's really not there. So it's unfair to say that everyone will develop some sort of problem if they are macro tracking. So again, it's a tool to use dependent on the person and their experience. So I hope that clears things up. As always, please subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if this was helpful for you. I would love to put out more content like this. And you know what? Let me know below if you want to see something about me tracking my calories for 30 days, because I'm thinking I'm going to do it. And I think I want to put a video out there so people can actually see what it's like and how to do it in a safe way.